welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Megha Sharma. TMC leader Abhishek Banerjee is now all set to move court over the attack that he faced in Sonarpur in West Bengal. While there were 5 people that have since then been arrested, Abhishek Banerjee is now facing fresh embarrassment and trouble from within his own party. This comes after only 20 out of the 80 Trinamool Congress MLAs showed up for its legislative party meeting. The TMC claims that these people are protesting in their respective assemblies against the attack on Abhishek Banerjee and therefore could not make their presence felt. The TMC has suspended 2 of its MLAs who claimed that their signatures had been forged in the letter submitted by Abhishek Banerjee to the Speaker. The letter claimed support to Shubhanadeb Chattopadhyay as the West Bengal leader of opposition. The 2 lawmakers are Ritabrata Banerjee and Deepens, who wrote to Shuvendu Adhikari regarding this forgery matter. Shuvendu Adhikari has now formed a CID team to probe the allegations. The drama doesn't end here because in the latest, Abhishek Banerjee has refused to appear before the CID citing ill health. So from an attack to the implosions within the party, Abhishek Banerjee now faces embarrassment and trouble from all directions. Let's open up this conversation. Joining me on the telecast is Rohi Roy, BJP spokesperson. Rohi, let's hear it from you about the number of things that are happening parallelly when we talk about the attack that happened day before yesterday on Abhishek Banerjee. Then we talk about this legislative party meeting that was attended only by 20 of the 80 MLAs of the TMC, and thirdly about this ongoing problem with regards to the alleged forged signatures when it came to the appointment of the leader of opposition from the TMC that was sent to the Speaker of the Assembly. How do you view these things happening and the protest that has been raised by the TMC leaders, particularly Abhishek Banerjee, over the attacks on him when he visited Sonarpur?
See, firstly, which TMC are you talking about? The TMC that is led by Ritabrata Banerjee, where he is claiming that over 50 TMC MLAs have signed in his support, or the TMC which is in favor of Mamata Banerjee, which is, I don't think, 20 MLAs. There are hardly 17 MLAs who are with Mamata Banerjee. This actually brings me to the point that after we lost power in 2021, every day TMC and Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee would come out in public and used to say that if we open the floodgates, entire BJP will be wiped out. And we have been in power in West Bengal for just 22 days and TMC party is over. So this shows what an ideological battle, an ideologically strong party is and what a circus party looks like. TMC is nothing but a circus party. On the other side, I wish speedy recovery for Abhishek Banerjee. Abhishek Banerjee has been gravely injured with an attack of an egg. An egg was enough to make him land in emergency unit and he was moving around in wheelchair, which shows that the egg was so strong. There must be international research on that egg. And therefore, we feel that he should recover soon and face the ED as soon as possible. Now, as far as this entire fiasco is concerned, we were not involved in this. TMC is not in power, but still they have not been able to get over their old habits. Rassi chal gayi hai, par abhi tak bal nahi gaya. So this institutionalized thieves must face the tunes of law. They must understand what it really makes to be in democracy and what legal procedures should be followed. At the same time, the way the suspension of Ritabrata Banerjee and Deepens happened today, I am shocked because Jahangir Khan, when he said that he will support Sonar Bangla, Sonar development of Falta, and he will not contest, at that point of time, Jahangir Khan was not suspended from TMC, but Ritabrata Banerjee and Deepens got suspended. This shows the priorities of TMC. This shows how they support violence. Until date, despite people who are supporting violence are in TMC, all the people who got arrested in the Sonarpur incident and the egg attack on Abhishek Banerjee, all of them were from TMC. They were the former, some of them were even saying that they have been with TMC from 1998 and they have been the booth agents of TMC. So this shows that TMC is actually crumbling like a pack of cards. They wanted to gain sentiments, support from the people, but that's not going to happen. TMC is over.
Okay, I've heard from you. I'm also being joined right now by Nikhil Jain. He's a political Analyst Nikhil, let's hear it from you with regards to the situation right now that TMC finds itself in. Mamata Banerjee, do you find Mamata Banerjee, Abhishek Banerjee and several other leaders from the TMC that were at one point of time at the helm of affairs, they were in the position of power, but at this point of time are scrambling for any kind of identity, existence that they might garner from the people of Bengal, and therefore these news points that are coming in, whether it is the attack on the TMC leaders, whether it is about the alleged forging of signatures, or for that matter the embarrassing turnout at the legislative party meeting that was held by the TMC.
No, Megha, I think the more important question right now is the kind of violence that we are seeing in the state of West Bengal. Abhishek Banerjee, let's not forget, is a sitting member of parliament. Kalyan Banerjee is a sitting member of parliament. There are videos in public domain where Abhishek Banerjee is being pelted stones on, and you have the BJP spokesperson sitting here and saying that, you know, it was just an egg and we should do egg research on the egg and this and that. That sort of cavalier attitude, that sort of, rubbing under the rug what has happened, shows the attitude of the BJP. And let's not forget that just a couple of days ago, the Prime Minister and Home Minister were themselves coming to the state of West Bengal and saying कि ये बदले लेने का समय नहीं है. Now there are two ways to look at it. One way is that the Prime Minister told their karyakartas to stay in line and not to do anything violent. Or that was, as many people would say, that was just a clever sign to the karyakartas to say that, okay, this is what you can do. And we don't mind, because let's not forget that Amit Shah did a very similar thing in Uttar Pradesh, where he narrated a story of how his IT cell ran a fat story of Akhilesh Yadav having slapped his father, while that was not true. And Amit Shah goes around and says कि गलत था, नहीं करना चाहिए था, पर फायदा हुआ. Now these are the subtle cues that political leaders give to their karyakartas, to their activists, to their workers, and I think that is what the BJP has done in the state of West Bengal. The law and order is in an absolute state of shambles. So whether MLAs turn up for the legislative party meeting or not becomes a secondary question. Whether the state is running like a democratic, proper state or not is the primary question. For all we know, the MLAs who did not attend the legislative party meeting of the Trinamool Congress, they were threatened, because if Abhishek Banerjee can be publicly beaten up like that, what is to say that the 60 MLAs who did not attend were not being threatened by the BJP and their groups?
Okay, now of course we are going at the level of making hypothesis of the situation that is panning out, but I'm going to come to Manasvi Thapar and bring him into the conversation. Manasvi, we were talking about this 2 days ago as well. While BJP leadership may come and condemn this attack, spokespersons on our channel of the BJP have tried to sort of justify this, saying that this is the pent-up anger, the frustration that has lasted 15 years amongst the people. They were living under fear, and finally there is some retribution that was sought by them. Therefore, the attack on Abhishek Banerjee, or for that matter the second TMC leader who was also attacked, was somehow justified. Now, is this a narrative that is being bought by the people of Bengal after they have elected a leadership to bring about, in the hope, a change that is so desperately needed for the state of West Bengal?
Definitely not. I think BJP is acting like TMC Max Pro. BJP, if BJP said that TMC was a party of goons, BJP is a party of goons pro Max. That's what BJP is acting as, and this is very shameful. So anger of people. When people are angry, they vote those people who are in power out of them, out of the government. This is what has happened. That is how you vent your anger against people who are in power in a democracy. When you pelt stones, when you pelt eggs, that is mobocracy. And this is what has been promoted, and this is what has been turned out in West Bengal. So West Bengal is, on the contrary, much in a bad state, which it was previous to the election. So I think BJP further the shamelessness here is the justification of it, the justification of the fact that, okay, people are angry, they'll throw stones. Okay, people are angry, they'll throw eggs, while people have voted them out. So that is what the art of democracy is, that only. if Abhishek Banerjee and entire TMC for that matter in the last 15 years have been corrupt, in the last 15 years have had various criminal records, if in the last 15 years they had no governance in West Bengal, you can, in terms of criminal cases, you can file cases. In terms of corruption cases, ED and CBI already is there. In terms of their attitude towards people, they are already out of power. But what leads to this kind of stone pelting, what leads to this kind of egg pelting? It's a massive failure of the Home Ministry. It's a massive failure of the people who are in government, and that is the BJP. And if BJP is doing so, and further, there are two parts to this. The first part is there is some kind of an incident which has happened. The second part, which is very dangerous, is justifying that. All the BJP spokesperson in the last 3-4 days, what I have seen is they're justifying it, and justifying with the same theme of emotion, that they were angry. It's 15 years of emotion. People are venting their emotions out, and it is justified. And that is not justified in 21st century India in 2026. I don't think hitting someone is justified. For example, tomorrow, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will not be in power. So do people in opposition or voters of opposition get this chance to throw stones at him, to throw eggs at him? No, that is not how democracy would function. And it is shameful if any of the panelists today or tomorrow in the future justify that. That is not even, I can't even say in a democracy, in a healthy discourse, that could be even allowed. And further, this is criminal by nature. This is a state-sponsored, justified crime. How can we even debate? And BJP is happy towards that. BJP Twitter handles are justifying that. BJP spokesperson, official, unofficial, political analysts favoring the BJP are saying that this is justified. I don't see that. How do we justify this? Are we living in a barbarian state?
Fair enough. You've made your point. I'm also going to I also have with me on the telecast Bipin Sharma. Bipin, what do you have to say to the state of affairs in West Bengal right now? I'm not going to, it's a separate matter that only 20 of the MLAs of the TMC have shown up for the legislative party meeting. It's a separate offer of the alleged forgery which the CID at this point of time is looking into. Yes, Abhishek Banerjee at this point of time has feigned illness for not being able to present himself at the CID, as had been the demand that was made, summons that had been issued for him to be present, but the focus at this point of time that Abhishek Banerjee has knocked at the doors of the judiciary to get justice for the attack against him, a physical attack, an assault on him while he was visiting the home of the family members of a man who was a TMC worker who was killed in the post-poll violence that happened a few weeks ago. Is this by any way justifiable by any stretch of the imagination?
By no stretch of imagination, this can never be justified. Any act of violence. So that needs to be condemned in one tone and tenor, and definitely stern action needs to be initiated. No second thoughts, no ambiguity about that. But now I would look at this entire issue, this turn of events, with a very wholesome perspective. Let's take a holistic viewpoint, and not just from the state prism, but at the national level. And that is very pertinent. Reason being that everyone needs to introspect. Having said that, stern action needs to be initiated against all those perpetrators, all those responsible for assaulting, attacking Abhishek Banerjee, Kalyan Banerjee. But then introspection needs to be done as far as all those leaders, big or small, who incited passions by giving those hate speeches and then saying, 6 mahine baad Narendra Modi ghar se bahar nahi nikal. I mean, what kind of a rhetoric? What have we come down to? I mean, that is the moot point.
But I'm saying, when the BJP has sent out a message before the elections, while campaigning, they said that there's politics of blood, there's politics of extortion, there's politics of corruption, there's politics of hate and fear that is perpetrated and perpetuated by the TMC, and it will be a government of badlav for the people of Bengal if BJP was voted to power. Is it not the responsibility and in fact, therefore, BJP coming to higher scrutiny and criticism because it has taken upon itself to bring about this change in West Bengal, and when it fails to do so, all its promises seem hollow to the people of West Bengal, isn't it?
No. Yes, Megha.
And let's
definitely
not go to the threats being issued to Prime Minister or anybody else. I'm right now focusing on West Bengal. Let's focus on that. And I won't talk about the other hate speeches that politicians, candidates, campaigners in politics have been making in the past or may make in the future as well.
Initiated because it is the responsibility of the state government, the newly formed government, to ensure that law and order is maintained. And it is not a repeat of the past, because people of West Bengal came out in huge numbers, gave them a thumping majority, decisive mandate, because they wanted change. So this is not the change that they are expecting.
Right.
So definitely stern action. And when the Prime Minister of the country made it amply clear that no badlav is what they are aiming at, so then action needs to be translated. Words need to be translated into action. Mere rhetoric is not going to suffice, because people of West Bengal will definitely be disappointed with what is transpiring, what is happening on the roads. Justice is not to be served on the roadside. You have the courts and the other agencies.
All right, fair enough. Okay, you've
definitely,
made your point. You've made your point. Rohi, again coming to you. You know, is it not the responsibility of the BJP government? And again, the question, you know, when you came out and said that, you know, there's, again I say, politics of blood that is practiced by the TMC, by Mamata Banerjee, and you are going to bring about sweeping changes. What happened to these sweeping changes? Why do we still see violence on the streets of West Bengal?
Well, firstly, if I give an example of sweeping changes, then after the incident that happened on Abhishek Banerjee, 6 people got arrested. It's a different story that all these 6 people were a member of TMC even on 4th May, and they later on joined BJP. That's a different story. I'm not going there. But the biggest story here is that after 2nd May 2021, when we lost election in 2021.
People who were arrested were at one point of time TMC workers and have joined the BJP.
Yes, that's what I told even previously.
Is this what you're telling me?
Yes,
Is
this what
you're telling me? That they previously were TMC leaders or TMC workers or TMC volunteers, and they have now joined the BJP.
When you are saying it's a serious even
let me request my panelists to please let Rohi Roy speak. I'll come to you. I would like Rohi to respond to my question, and I will come to you. I mean, if we cannot have a conversation in this cacophony, can we? So let's hold our breath, and Rohi, please go ahead and answer the question.
I think I was supposed to say when the question was asked to me. Well, the mother of one of the people who got arrested said on camera today, I will mention 2 incidents, and please don't interrupt when I'm saying this. The mother of one of the people who got arrested, Mr. Gayan, told on camera that he has been a booth agent of TMC since the year 1998. Secondly, the person in whose house Abhishek Banerjee went claiming that forceful violence has taken place, the sister of the victim today came on camera and said that we have not complained anything because we don't know what exactly happened. It was not a murder. And the neighbors are saying that it was not a murder. This person died of stroke. So please, when you are arguing, please argue on facts. You know why I mentioned the 6 people getting arrested? Because I still remember on 4th May 2021, and because I'm a member of BJP's media department, I used to get hundreds of pictures out of which at that point of time, in 9 days, 54 people died. I was a person who used to select those pictures. I remember everything, and I will mention one incident here. In Koch Bihar, from one single tree, 2 people, 2 cousins, from 2 sides of the ropes, they were hanging. One 17 years old, one 18 years old. The reason, their fathers were BJP workers. And then on the very day when police complaint was made, police replied that they were playing video games. Family did not allow for which they committed suicide. And the change is that when this incident happened with Abhishek Banerjee, the very next day, not even within 24 hours, 6 people got arrested. After BJP formed government after we won on 4th May, 5th May, there was a violence in Topshia. Within 15 hours, 40 people got arrested. And when the same level of violence took place in Beldanga on a Friday, Mamata Banerjee went, and when a female journalist was attacked, Mamata Banerjee went and told that why did the female journalist enter a mob when it's a religious proceeding going on? This is the change. Please do not argue when we have facts with us. Please do not interrupt. I did not
revenge has
interrupt.
been taken.
What revenge? What
Okay.
revenge are you
All
talking
right.
about?
All
Listen,
right, all
let me
right, fair
cite
enough.
facts.
Okay,
On
you've
3rd
made
May,
your point.
Allow
You've
me
made
to
your point, and I am not denying that there ever was any violence that happened under the TMC. In fact, I'm saying there was so much violence under the TMC rule, people were fed up, people were living under fear, and therefore they brought about a massive change using their votes,
me to respond
using
to
their
the young
franchise
BJP
to bring
spokesperson.
the BJP to power. I'm going to quickly get in Nikhil back into the conversation. And Nikhil, Rohi says that there are 6 persons that have been arrested. Is this not an act that has been swiftly done by the law and order agencies to ensure that justice is served? Justice is served to Abhishek Banerjee, who was attacked, and justice is served to the people who were part of this mob who attacked Abhishek Banerjee.
Megha, so very importantly, the BJP spokesperson on your show has very candidly admitted that the 6 people who have been arrested, as of today, they are members of the BJP, number one. Number two, on one hand, you have members of the BJP being arrested for pelting stones at a sitting member of parliament. On
I
the
think
other
you are
hand,
not
you have
aware
the
of how
entire...
joining in BJP takes place.
I think people get a message, reporters get a message saying that an eminent personality will join, and the next day the ED and the CBI cases drop. Is that what you're talking about? I think that is what happened with Shubhendu
You are not
Adhikari,
aware of
Himanta
how
Biswa
the
Sarma.
How did
I don't
Shubhendu
want to be
Adhikari
more
join
aware.
BJP?
I
How
don't
did
want to be
Shubhendu
more
Adhikari
aware than that,
join?
Mr. Ray.
There was a formal notification. There was a formal notification.
All right. Okay, fine. Yeah. Because also the suspicion, of course, is raised. One does end up pondering and thinking and wondering and trying to connect dots, because if these were formerly TMC members and have now joined the BJP, and these were the same people who were involved in the stone pelting and the egg throwing, of course there is that suspicion in the back of one's mind, thinking that was this orchestrated then? And why were these BJP leaders, BJP members, BJP volunteers or workers, whosoever they were, actually involved in this entire incident? Then was it organic or was this orchestrated? That's the question.
This one is for me.
That's the question.
To whom?
Megha, the question is for whom?
Yes, okay, Manasvi, go ahead.
I think BJP itself is confused. They are still in the mode of opposition. They are still blaming the TMC. ये पुराने TMC के member है, present TMC के member है, कि future BJP के member है. They are still confused. They don't know that they are the leaders. They are governing it. They are still fighting with TMC, while TMC does not have a stand. The TMC is in opposition. TMC is not in power. TMC does not control the police. TMC does not. They can't even control their own MLAs. They are so weak. Even then, BJP is blaming the TMC. You have to believe that you are the chief minister. You have to believe that you have the home minister. You have to believe the government is with you. You have to believe the voters have voted for you. The voters did not vote for TMC. Why don't you believe the fact that you have come in power to govern and you are not governing it? And that is shameful. And Megha, the biggest shameful point which I am upset from BJP is they came for change. And what change happened in Bengal? Nothing. It is the same pattern. It's the same unlawful pattern. When left came in power, they made a barbaric incidents for Congress workers in 1970s. When TMC came in power, the same incidents were repeated against the left members. And now when BJP comes in power, the same incidents are repeated against the TMC workers. That's not how democracy functions, and that is the biggest turning point is here. When I say that BJP is TMC Max Pro, is because they are celebrating the shamefulness. They are celebrating the stone pelting. They are celebrating the egg pelting. That is what is shameful, and this should not be allowed, and this has to be condemned.
No, let's also not
I wanted to make.
Claim that TMC is any better than the BJP. But what is unfortunate over here is that the BJP claimed itself to be better and more honorable than the TMC, and it doesn't seem like there is any difference between the two political parties in wake of these two particular incidents that have taken place against the TMC leaders. Last word from Bipin Sharma. Bipin, is BJP any better than the TMC with the state of affairs that are being witnessed in West Bengal? And is it too soon to judge the BJP? It has been in power for just a few weeks.
Of course, because it's too early in the day, but then, if the initial tempo is, there are hiccups in this initial stages, so it sends a very wrong message to the electorate, the voters. They feel very disappointed, dismayed. So I think the ball is definitely in the court of the BJP, the government, to deliver, and they need to table a report card based performance, because they cannot. The BJP cadre there in West Bengal, the new cabinet, have absolutely no business to let down their Prime Minister, who has spoken about Badlav and no Badla. So I think if they are actually well-wishers of their Prime Minister, they respect their Prime Minister, they should follow what the Prime Minister has said. And it would have done a world of good to all the BJP spokesperson had they condemned this particular incidents of violence. Because you have the judiciary, all these investigative agencies to probe matters of financial irregularities or the political violence. The first focus, the priority should be on governance to fulfill all the promises that they made during the election rallies and in their election manifestos. So I think it's a very critical phase. The initial stages, if they send a wrong message to the voters, it is not going to do well to the BJP, their government, and especially their Chief Minister.
Okay, all right. That's all the time that I have. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. On that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching NewsX.
तोड़ते कूटते